Hello crafty friends, it's Jess from jesscrafts.com, and today I'm going to share with you a haul from a bunch of different places, and mostly because I want to kind of talk to you about some of the things with it, not just like, here's what I got. So a couple of people have been asking me to work with 12 by 12 paper. I don't really own any 12 by 12 paper anymore. A lot of it I've destashed or used up, and so I decided to get a 12 by 12 collection so that I could share some more about that, some different ways of using it, etc. And I picked this collection from Simple Stories. It is the Little Princess collection, and it has some princesses that are inspired by the sort of like Disney characters or the like Disney stories. So someone who looks, kind of like Jasmine or kind of like Tiana, or Aurora, Mulan. I liked that overall. So they included all of this, or a lot of the classic princesses from some of the Disney inspired movies, or the stories that Disney's inspired from. I don't know what the right way to phrase it is, because they're obviously not the Disney illustrations. But when I saw some of the accessories that went with it, and this is the Princess Bits and Pieces. I wanted to get this collection and work with it because the princesses are in different races. And as I mentioned before, I like to donate my cards. So I want all kinds of children to be represented. And so it can be a little bit tricky. It's getting better in the craft industry, but to find stamps that represent different races. And more specifically here, these are already pre-colored, so they would need to represent. So like here, this sort of, like this little girl is in the same Rapunzel outfit as this one, but there's two different races. And there's actual curly haired images, which can be kind of hard to come by in stamps in particular. So I know these aren't stamps, but I just like the diversity, and that's what drew me to this particular set. Is you can just kind of see some of the ones I got there. Now I also picked up the stickers because I did not realize that when I picked the collection kit it would come with stickers, which I should have known. I ordered this on scrapbook.com. I'm pretty sure it says there's stickers in it, but again, I just liked the diversity of the collection, and so I wanted to have a lot of it, work with a lot of it, and have a lot of cards to make for little girls to donate. And in the collection kit, I'll go through it briefly because I do find on scrapbook.com, I think you need, in the videos they tend to show it, so I realize it's kind of the same thing, like this is a video. But if you were wondering what the collection looks like, they are all double-sided. Really love this paper. It's going to be very different on cards though, because you're not going to get the full spectrum. I like the color choices, like the blue, yellow, pink, teal combination. I think a lot of times you see a lot of just pink and purple, but I feel like there's a fair amount of other colors in this collection, which is kind of nice. So there's this cut apart paper, and then this one, and then this one. So I didn't realize there are more simple patterns on the back, but I didn't realize there were so many cut aparts. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have purchased the stickers as well, just because I'm not sure I will use it all. Or I might use some of these for their backside, because not all of them really go well for cards, but I do, again, I like all the little princess images. This here gives you kind of a better overview of the collection, which again, I should have realized. It's not like they don't show you. And then yeah, there's square one too. So a ton of cut aparts. Okay. Last thing I got, oh sorry, 2 more things from scrapbook.com. This Snowflake Die, and it comes with a separate banner, so then you cut this all out of like one sheet, like maybe white or some glitter paper, and then this banner layers on top. And I thought that was actually really nice because, again, if you cut this all out of glitter, then you cut this out of white so that your sentiment stamps really easily on it, and then you're able to cover it and it leaves this nice tiny perfect little border around it. I thought this would make some really quick winter cards, because a lot of the organizations I donate to, they ask for winter cards in addition to Christmas cards because they get a lot of flood of Christmas cards. Like, a lot of people participate at that time of year, and then they don't have as much to keep them going through January, February. And so they say, you know, if you like some of that Christmas imagery, but you want to be more helpful, doing some winter stuff more generally can be helpful. So that was my thought there. And then I picked up one of their blocks, because the scrapbook.com blocks. The blocks that I've been using for years aren't very readily available. They were from Apple Pie Memories, and so then I'm never able to really like recommend a block. So I just wanted to try a different group. I think that the lawn fawns are really similar, but again, those are actually a little bit tricky to find. They're not in all the shops. So I don't know, I just wanted to try another one. This is also much thicker. Here are the Apple Pie Memories, ones that I purchased at my local scrapbook store a couple years ago, and I love them. I like the unique shape, I like how comfortable they are to grip, but I wanted to give something else a little bit different a try. These also, just a random quick tip, when you're taking pictures of your cards, sometimes it can be nice if you put a stamp block underneath. So say you were like putting it on maybe like a wood background, or you know, one of those specialty photograph backgrounds. If you lift the card a little bit off the surface that it's sitting on, one, it makes it easier to kind of tuck little embellishments behind it and stage it a bit. And also it kind of shifts the shadows a little bit so that things have more dimension, and it's a little bit easier to see some of the sparkle and things like that. So this one, being even a little bit thicker, would be helpful for that. So I use my acrylic blocks for that too. Okay, so I did have a small Simon Says stamp haul, mainly some things from their Steals and Deals collection. I will link that. There might not be any Steals and Deals when this comes out, but be aware that that's a thing, because they have dies in stamp sets sometimes for like 99 cents or a couple dollars, and you get a really good deal on some of the older product that, like, to me, sure, this is an older penguin, but he's still going to be really cute for, again, creating those winter cards that some of the organizations are asking for. So I don't necessarily mind that they're not the brand new stuff. But I also wanted to say something I really like about Simon Says Stamp is them packaging their dies in the paper rather than the plastic. And this might seem a little, and I know this isn't for everyone, but I know so many people repackage their dies, myself included. I switch them to zip top bags, because if I keep them in this and then I take it and I, pull the sticky off and open it over and over and over again, it falls apart. And then I need to repackage it anyway. So, and I also like the consistency in my collection. Couple things I'll mention though. If you feel like when you pull this many, many times, it comes apart, you could just cut off the top and slip things out, and I find that lasts a little bit longer and is a little bit less frustrating. But knowing that most people are going to repackage them into stamp pockets or some other system, the fact that they're using paper and now you can recycle this instead of being left with lots of little plastic, I don't know, I kind of like that. So, yep. This is hard to, I couldn't get this at the My Favorite Things website, but they had the Merry Christmas circle, and I really liked all these different like circle collections. So that's what that is. The last thing, one of the things that I wanted to share with you, because I've gotten a couple questions about this, is I had used a Spanish die from Sizzix, and people had asked where I got it, but it's retired. And so I wanted to find more dies in Spanish. Some of the organizations I donate to would like cards in different languages, including Spanish. I have Spanish jokes over on my blog, so if you wanted to create cards in Spanish but you don't speak Spanish, you can use those, and they have been proofread by a couple of native Spanish speakers, so there should not be any errors in them. And so yeah, I wanted to find Spanish dies. It can be really, really, really hard. Tim Holtz made a few, and I think you can find them on scrapbook.com, and I'll link those if they're the kind of sayings that you want. But I found this Etsy shop, and so I wanted to share because she had a lot of Spanish themed crafting items, and I think a lot of them are from Spain, but she's in the US, so the shipping is, reasonable for those of us in the US. It is Leela's Craft Store. And again, it'll be linked in the video description. So I just wanted to open the package for you. All out nicely packaged, of course. I love Etsy sellers with their really cute packaging, especially on the outside too. There's usually a lot of stickers and stuff there. Okay. So I picked up these two dies. They're from the company Mintopia, I believe is how you say it. And one that is Feliz Navidad, which is Merry Christmas, and then Abrazos Calientos. I think that's how you say it. I'm not great with Spanish. I know a little bit, and my students at school were always quite helpful in correcting me with my pronunciation, but that means warm hugs. So I thought this would be good for the Christmas cards, and then this maybe for the winter cards. And then she included these little bubbles that you can glue onto your cards, as well as a little free gift. But if you were looking for Spanish products, I wanted to point that out in this haul. Okay. Sorry, forgot one thing that I did want to share. I picked up this Authentique hunting pad. It's not super my style, but I like to make cards for a wide variety of people, and I thought this would work well for a lot of kids. It sounds kind of weird, but one of the schools I worked with in the past, it was something that some families did together, and a lot of the boys did like to go hunting, and they would use the meat for food. I mean, that's what most hunters do, and so it was a big part of their culture and their family activities and that kind of thing. So I wanted to sort of appeal to, there's not a lot of paper made that specifically targets boys. I mean, I know that not only boys hunt, I knew girls who hunted too, of course, but a lot of sports based, and that's not what every boy is into, or video games or whatever. So I just liked the uniqueness of the paper pad. Unfortunately, I again did not quite realize that there's not a lot of patterns. It looks like a fair amount here, but actually there's only 4 patterns, and then they're double-sided, and there's 20 pieces of paper, I believe, in the paper pad. So there's 5 of each design, or is it? I think it's the opposite. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's actually only 8 patterns, but only 4 pieces of paper because, they're double-sided. So the choices are going to be kind of limited, and it might be an interesting 6x6 paper pad tutorial. But again, it was really unique, and I appreciated that. I might, choose not to use certain images, but I did notice that a lot of the hunting images here included bows instead of guns, which I kind of appreciated. I know hunters use guns, and that's normal, but just in terms of keeping it appropriate for the places I donate to, they may have rules about that kind of thing. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to give you some thought process on picking product and give you an idea of some of the things that I want to share with you going forward. If there are particular products that you saw today that you want me to use, you know, more than other, like I really like to see a card or how you would work with that product, just please let me know in the comments. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll leave you links in case you're interested in some of these items. Have an awesome day. Bye.